Welcome back, everyone. How was dinner? Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, Wayne Chu from Chiniki Trico is our presenting sponsor for this evening. Also with us this evening is Aaron Young, Chief of the Chiniki Nation. Chiniki Trico Corporation is an innovative joint venture between Chiniki Nation and Trico Group, focusing on creating business opportunities within First Nations. Wayne Chu and his wonderful wife, Eleanor, are enthusiastic supporters of the college, and we're thrilled to have them both with us here this evening. Wayne and Eleanor recently received the 2016 Council for Advancement and Support of Education's Benefactor Award at the Case Conference for Community College Advancement in San Diego. The Case Benefactor Award recognizes individuals, foundations, or businesses for outstanding contributions to community colleges. Recipients embody the ideals of philanthropy, leadership, volunteerism in the service of the community. The Chus are the first Canadians to receive this important international award in 13 years. Congratulations. Now, I'd also like to tell you what many of you here this evening already understand, which is that our School of Business at Bow Valley College is named the Chu School of Business in their honor, and due to their unwavering and inspiring support. They have both shared their time and talent advancing the college. Wayne is a past member of the Board of Governors. Eleanor currently serves on our 1,000 Women Rising Advisory Committee, and we'd like to sincerely thank them for their support this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me now in welcoming Mr. Wayne Chu.
Good evening. I have to say something. About 2 weeks ago, what happened to the US? It made me so proud to be Canadian. It is my honor today really to be here with all of you to celebrate Sharon's retirement. Or let's say, it's going to be her returning to a new chapter for her life. Sharon is one of the most talented leaders I have known, and I'm honored to call her my friend. I first met Sharon sometime before I joined the Bow Valley College Board of Governors in 2007, and then got to know her better through the association. I was very impressed by her professionalism, her dedication to Bow Valley College, and her great leadership. But more importantly, I was fascinated by her insightfulness, her strategic mindset, and her charismatic personality that enabled her to bond people together. I remember back in 2009, I was happily on vacation in the Bahamas, and I called in for a special board meeting. The board meeting was held regarding the purchase of the West Campus building site. Sharon was asking for the board's support in this transaction. Needless to say, she was enthusiastic about the expansion, and she was very progressive and strategic. She shared with the board her long-term vision of how important the West Campus meant to the college, and what is positioned Bow Valley College in the future to be a great comprehensive college in the province of Alberta. With my background in real estate, I really saw the value of getting the West Campus land and strongly support the motion at that time. However, for a lady who has no experience or background in real estate, I really admire her ability to think outside the box and to think outside her comfort zone in the big picture far and beyond, and the determination to realize the vision for the college, which was amazing. In 2011, under Sharon's leadership, the college launched a strategic planning event called the Vision 2020. Bow Valley College invites Calgarians from all walks of life in participating in this event called One Day in May. More than 1,500 of the college staff, faculty, students, donors, community visionaries, government officials, business leaders share their vision for the college at its best in the year 2020. It was one of the largest community-based advisory events held by a post-secondary college back in the day. Based on the information gathered, the college set the foundation and roadmap for the strategic planning for the years to come. Only a leader, to me, who is visionary, insightful, and open-minded, as Sharon is, can be able to initiate and lead such a transformational change for the college. Coming back home to his executive team at the college, Sharon was instrumental in materializing the succession of the executive team and secure its very high capable people to ensure that the college is a great team to execute the plan for 2020. I had a pleasure to meet a lot of them recently on some of the engagement I'm involving with the college, and I'm saying, Sharon, you do accumulate a great team that you are able to help you to forward the vision into the future. Sharon, it has been an eventful and exciting journey for both of us. Together, we witnessed the growth of the college into Alberta's largest comprehensive community college, and the expansive growth of its capacity, both on student counts and physical facilities. I look forward to enriching our friendship now that you have more time to share with friends and family. On behalf of everyone here, all staff and friends of Bow Valley College, I would like to say thank you, Sharon, for raising the college from the baby to what it is today. We are here to celebrate the novel success of your gift to the college, but more importantly, your passion, your enthusiasm, and your love for Bow Valley College will be deeply engraved in our hearts. We wish you all the best in your new chapter of your life, and we look forward to witnessing your future success in the future. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Eleanor, for both of you being here, and to Chiniki Trico serving as our presenting sponsor of this special event this evening. I'd now like to introduce the chair of Bow Valley College's Board of Governors. Dave Collier has been our board chair since 2014. He came to the college with a very distinguished career in the energy sector, including serving as president and country chair of Shell Canada and president and CEO of the Canadian Association of Petroleum Producers. Dave has served on a number of not-for-profit and corporate boards, including Canexus Corporation and AltaLink, and he's a member of the Association of Professional Engineers and Geoscientists of Alberta and the Society of Petroleum Engineers. Earlier this year, he was appointed as co-chair of Alberta's Climate Change Advisory Group. And more recently, he was inducted into the Petroleum Hall of Fame. We are very fortunate and very proud to be able to count on his strong board leadership. To introduce our guest of honor this evening, Sharon Carey, please welcome Dave Collier.
Thanks very much, David, and good evening, everyone. Let me start by just thanking all of you who've joined us tonight for two things. One is your sponsorship and support of the college, and the other is your commitment to help us celebrate an extraordinary leader in Sharon Carey. I've had the privilege of working with Sharon over the last several years. I would certainly echo many of the comments that you've heard from other speakers and the sentiments reflected in what I thought was just a terrific video that you saw a moment ago. And as board chair, I've had the opportunity to attend a number of Bow Valley College graduation events. They are always uplifting. I just find them very, very positive in terms of reflecting the impact that this college has on the graduates, the people who attend the college, and on the community more broadly. And I think I've heard Sienna speak several times. She blows me away every time I hear her speak. And Sharon, that really is your legacy, I think. The people like Sienna you've had a tremendous impact on their lives and the lives of many others like them. So I think when you think about the contribution you've made, I think that's what you heard from Sienna tonight is really emblematic of what you've contributed. So I said I've been to several graduation ceremonies, and Sharon, you'll be happy to hear I actually do pay attention to what you say at those graduation ceremonies. And I just want to reflect a little bit in my comments on how Sharon has described what she believes is important to the graduates of Bow Valley College. And the message she conveys at those graduations is built on what I would characterize as 3 pillars from Sharon's life experience. And as I say, I think they're really indicative of the values that Sharon brings to the table and the contribution she has made to the college and to the community. So I'll just briefly make a few comments about each one. The first pillar is show up. And as Sharon would say, it's about that simple. Just show up. And at one level, that's really simple. Show up on time, contribute all of the things that you would expect it to represent. But I think at a deeper level, and more importantly, it's about being present and really being present in what you do every day. And there's no question in my mind that Sharon really is present in everything that she does, both inside and outside the college. She brings what I would characterize as her best game. Skills, experience, capacity, perspective, energy. I don't know where you find all the energy, Sharon, to everything that she does every day. And I think that being present, being really present, is reflected in the results she's consistently delivered and that we've all benefited from. I think the key beneficiaries being the people that have graduated from the college. The second pillar, and I think it's reflected in the video and the comments you've heard tonight, is people matter. And if there's one thing that I think distinguishes Sharon's leadership, it's that the tenet that people, all people, really do matter. Sharon has a network second to none, and it comes, I think, largely from the fact that she is genuinely interested, she's caring, she's engaging, and she's generous with the people that she engages with. She embraces change, she's great at solving problems, building consensus. As was represented earlier, she can be a tough negotiator. She can convey a difficult message. I would suggest to you that the board chair has periodically had a little tune-up from Sharon in the nicest possible way. But those are traits that she demonstrates, I think, irrespective of who she's dealing with. And it's what I think has contributed to the tremendous support and respect that she enjoys, both inside and outside the college. And the third and final pillar, and I think this will resonate with many of you, is discover your purpose. And for those of us who know her well, it's very clear that Sharon has discovered her purpose. And I think that purpose is focused on 2 things. First, family, which was very much reflected in the video. And second, serving others through education. And the passion that I think she brings to both brings out the best in others. So I think it's fair to say that Sharon has in fact found meaning and purpose in her life, but most importantly, she's instilled meaning and purpose in the lives of many, many, many other people that have had the good fortune of knowing Sharon and engaging with Sharon over the many years that she's been in her current role. So I hope all of you who know Sharon can relate to at least one of those 3 pillars, hopefully to all of them, that underpin her leadership, and I think have been key to contributing to the very impressive legacy she's left at the college, with the community, and very importantly, I think, to post-secondary education in Alberta. Sharon's influence, there should be no doubt, extends well beyond Bow Valley College. The minister, I think, made that point earlier. And we want to continue to encourage the type of community leadership that Sharon has exemplified during her career at Bow Valley College. And for that reason, we're going to establish an award in Sharon's name. The Sharon Carey Community Leadership Award is going to be awarded in Sharon's name, surprise, surprise, on an annual basis to a deserving leader in the community whose contributions and lifetime achievements are aligned with the priorities of Bow Valley College. Those being, among others, community leadership, health and wellness, intercultural advancement, and business and creative technology. More details will follow. We'll have more to say about this, but we wanted to announce it tonight in recognition of Sharon, and we hope that beginning in 2017 that she'll join us in celebrating community leadership, and I think most importantly, reinforcing and recognizing the attributes that Sharon has brought to Bow Valley College and the contributions that she's made over the last 20 years. So more to come on that, but Sharon, that's in part a recognition of the contribution you've made and our desire to continue to recognize and reinforce the sorts of attributes that you brought to the table. So ladies and gentlemen, it's now my great pleasure to invite my friend and my colleague Sharon Carey to come up and join me on the stage. It's now time to turn the podium over to Sharon. Thank you.
I don't know how I'm going to get through this. I do have some Kleenex and keep the box handy. I just cannot get over who's in this room. First, let me talk about the really incredible people, starting with our minister, Marlon Schmidt. And you haven't seen her yet, but she's here, our Associate Minister of Health, Brandy Payne. Brandy's been so good to me. MLA Richard Godfried, MP Ron Leipert, Mayor Naheed Nenshi, and you never stay, and you stayed. Thank you. Thank you. And I just had the moment to meet Chiniki Chief Aaron Young. Thank you for being here. And Elder Leonard Bastine. Well, I have so many friends from the post-secondary system here. In particular, I want to start with Paula Burns, who's the president of Lethbridge College, and Alice Wainwright Stewart, who's the president of Lakeland College, and then representatives of so many other institutions, including SAIT, who gave me an honorary degree, and Olds College, who gave me an honorary degree. So proud to be associated with both those institutions, and Mount Royal University, who was, as a college, a big part of my career, and the University of Lethbridge, who's housed with us with their, they call it the Northern Campus. I don't get that, but I guess it's north of Lethbridge. And there are so many other folks that have been part of my post-secondary experience. And Jim Knight flew here from Ottawa. He's the former CEO of what is now called Colleges and Institutes Canada, and I was thrilled to be on his board for 6 years of his tenure. And we've got members of our board, past and present, and Bow Valley College, management, staff, and students. And oh my God, I cannot equal a speech that Sienna just did. That just isn't possible. And you wouldn't believe this. The people that have taken care of my smile since 1979 are here today. And good work, eh? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's just such an honor to be here. And I am so humbled, Dave, by that generous introduction, and I'm really overwhelmed by this wonderful tribute to my leadership. Thank you very much. Now, I've lost Elder Bastine, and I was going to say okay to him and how wonderful it is to be, as a treaty person, here in the traditional territory of the Blackfoot Confederacy in the Métis Nation, Region 3. His blessing was so special. And Minister, you know, because you guys have to drive back and forth to Edmonton, right? So are you staying overnight, I hope? I really appreciated you. My place? Okay. I really appreciated you bringing greetings. And Mayor Nenshi, yeah, we have had a good journey together. And my daughter was reminding me of how you helped us navigate New York even before you were mayor. I don't want to go to New York right now. There's protests in the streets. Sienna is such a great representative and ambassador for us, but there are wonderful students all over. And I want to thank all the people that bought tables and enabled students to come tonight. That means a lot. Wayne Chu, not only was I touched by your words, and gosh, I remember that call. If we hadn't had you on the end of the line in the Bahamas, was it, or Barbados, I'm not sure we would have that campus. But I really appreciate your words and that you continue to support our college even today. And I want to thank Chiniki Trico for being the lead sponsors this evening. Dave, I know you said a short speech, but David Mitchell said I had to keep going till 9, so I won't go quite that long. Friends, my 2 decades as president of Bow Valley College, in fact, my 47 years serving Alberta's post-secondary system, and even before that as a student, and Lee Richardson, our former MP, was reminding me of our days as students in political science at U of C. They've really flown by, and there hasn't been a day I didn't want to come back to work on behalf of the people of our province, whether it was at the University of Calgary, where I started my career, or Mount Royal College, where I was for 11 years, or Olds College, where I was for 14 years, and of course, the last 2 decades at Bow Valley College. I told my board chair, Dave, that one of the reasons I stay so long is I do a terrible job of interviews. So if you're always being told you're not good at interviews, stick with what you've got. Oh, Larry Day, that was such a beautiful video by Pyramid Productions, and it's not only brought tears, it's taken me back to the beginning. And actually, I had an email from the person who did hire me. Her name's Lynn Duncan. She was our deputy minister, and she called me on a stormy day in 1996 to take this position. And you heard me say in the video I wasn't sure why they offered me the position. Well, I soon found out, and I'm going to tell you another story on myself. This video did not touch on my entrepreneurial roots in childhood. I'm often called an entrepreneurial educator. Following in our dad's footsteps, Dad was an entrepreneur with a brilliant career, 52-year career in fashion retailing and manufacturing. My younger brother and I used to play store as well as school. We'd set up on the lawn. I couldn't deliver papers, Ross Glenn, so I had to do something else. We'd set up on the lawn and sell candy that we'd bought from the corner store. And we'd sell it at a discount. And when we were asked why we discounted the candy, we'd say, well, why would anybody buy from us at full price if they can just go down to the candy store and get it? So we'd sell one batch and then head back to the corner store to buy more with the earnings, expecting to get richer the more we sold. Well, we soon ran out of money. And that's called losing on every item and making it up on volume. And it's a formula that doesn't work. And it's a lesson I had to apply in my new role at the college. We were recovering from a 26% budget cut during the Klein era. Our enrollment had been declining, and we had decided to take more students with barely enough funding to cover a fifth the cost of teaching them. We were losing on every learner and trying to make it up on volume. In fact, and you can find this on the shelf in my office, I subtitled our first business plan, Growing Broke. Now I knew why they wanted me. As a former CFO, this was not my first financial turnaround. It took time, a visionary board of governors, and a talented team of leaders to turn the college's finances and enrollment towards growth, and then to turn our attention to campus development. In fact, when we bought our original, what's now called North Campus, from the government for $1 plus GST, our board chair, John Curry, teased us for paying too much. But I knew we had the right ingredients for success. A staff that was innovative, compassionate, and totally focused on student success. People who were fast, focused, and flexible, making for a very nimble organization. And that's why I wanted to be at this college, to work with these committed, imaginative people, and to be at an institution known for creating access for people from all walks of life. And I'm pleased to say those values have endured and propelled us forward. So, with time, we retrofitted every square inch of our original campus, added the new South Campus, and bought and restored the West Campus, enabling us to consolidate our operations downtown, all the while expanding our footprint in the communities surrounding Calgary. And we filled it with a fabulous collection of Canadian art. So fabulous that the Glenbow recently borrowed from our collection for their exhibit. We took our annual budget of $15 million and grew it to $102 million, in no small measure due to our entrepreneurial activities. We turned our initial $2 million in assets into more than $400 million in assets. And how we did it? We kept bureaucratic red tape to a bare minimum to give our people space to innovate and take risks. We also flattened our organizational structure to keep communication links strong, encouraging our leaders to lead, as I did, from the middle, not from the top. This enabled others in the college to lead, to show their strengths, to offer fresh perspectives, and collaborate on solutions. Never having been allowed to fundraise before board governance, for some reason people think their taxes are enough to give to government. We built new relationships with the community that to date have resulted in $30 million in gifts to support our students and our college's innovations. But I think even more important to our stakeholders was the fact that we added more than 40 new certificate, diploma, and postgraduate programs to complement all the pathways we expanded in adult upgrading and English language learning. These new career programs produce work-ready graduates to fuel the 21st century economy. And now 16,000 people every year take advantage of these offerings. We open career development services to help Albertans, including skilled immigrants, francophones, and Indigenous people to connect to meaningful employment. I'm so proud that we invited the University of Lethbridge, Olds College, and Athabasca University to join us on campus in a one-of-a-kind collaboration that reduces operating costs and creates new pathways with no rework for students transferring between these partner institutions. We expanded our operations across the globe in 24 countries, invited foreign students to enroll on campus, and opened our doors to newcomers from 142 nations. As our mayor said, that's the new face of Calgary. And after consulting with more than 2,000 of our neighbors, 1,500 on one day in May and 500 others, and our governments, we embarked on that ambitious vision to give learners everywhere the maximum flexibility in accessing a college education, anytime, any place, along any path, and at any pace. And you've heard the result. We are now the largest college in Alberta, And through entrepreneurial efforts, we have put our college on a sound financial footing. We're known for nurturing the lifetime achievement of our learners. We are valued partners in the economic and social development of our province. 1,500 local employers hire our graduates, and after 51 years in business, we have helped some 400,000 alumni to, as we say at Bow Valley College, learn a better living and live a better life. This is indeed Calgary and Region's one and only public comprehensive college. Well, the challenges ahead are clear. We are in such demand that we must work with our community to build a bigger campus. We've almost outgrown the new one, and our friends from GEC and Stuart Olson would probably not believe this. We only opened in 2013 and then reopened after the flood. We've got to work with our government to secure funds to create spaces for the more than 2,000 qualified people a year we're turning away. And I am confident that the people in this room will work right alongside my successor, Laura Jo Gunter, to meet these challenges. I have so many people to acknowledge for all the support and advice they gave me as president. I want to thank the Board of Governors for their confidence in me. It's been a privilege to work with such committed board members under the leadership of Chairs John Curry, Carol Ryder, Scott Thon, Joanne Stalinsky, David Fulton, and David Collier. These men and women are truly community builders. And I have been blessed with a wonderful executive team. My first executive included Anna K. Todd, Bernard Benning, and Peter Johnson, all of them on staff before me. And later additions included Valerie Hoy, Andy Seacos, Deborah Aiken, Jill Danby, Eric Fechter, and some other key people who took on interim VP roles. In fact, I often tell the staff, you have to make this work for Doug Scottney, because he came in 2000, and even though he teaches for us at a distance, he's never left. I checked before I came on the email, Doug's still working for us. So we make our systems work for Doug. And as I leave the presidency, Vice Presidents Anna K. Todd, Catherine Kosh, David Mitchell, and Gail Burnett will be there to support our incoming president. And I hope they will understand if I single out our current academic VP, Anna K. Todd, and our former College Services and Campus Development VP, Bernard Benning, for special thanks. They have been faithful and flexible partners in all that we've accomplished. If I am seen by some as the founder of Bow Valley College, they've been our co-founders, at my side every step of the way. Well, we all know how valuable the team running our office is to our success. And boy, am I going to remember this the first time my technology breaks down when I'm on my own. I could not have accomplished much without endless support in the background. I want to say thank you to Brett Burgee, my Chief of Staff, and Executive Assistants Kaylin Watson for the President and Tracy McPherson for the Board. And sincere appreciation for several great colleagues who filled these critical roles in earlier years. I'm looking forward to an internal event on December 16th when I can share with my college family how much they've meant to me. They are the organization, and their passion for and dedication to our clients underpins every success we've enjoyed. Throughout my career, my post-secondary colleagues have elected me many times to represent them nationally, provincially, and locally, and I thank them for this vote of confidence. This has not only helped me grow personally, it's enabled me to bring the voice of students to Pan-Canadian and Campus Alberta collaborative initiatives that I hope will continue to improve our learning system for years to come. Well, I think you've heard that some of my own family are with me tonight. My daughter Stephanie Talbot and my wonderful son-in-law Stephen Hurley, and my brother Tim and his wife Kathy Carey. They've been my steadfast support, cheering me on and stepping aside when the commitments of my career got in the way of family plans. Thank you. Well, long ago, and this part's going to get really hard. Maybe I'll start crying now. Long ago, I told my daughter, it's a good day for me if I get to talk to a student. They have been my inspiration. And I thought I might share with you this lovely email I received so you might see why. And now I'm going to quote. We've never met, and I've never sent an email like this one before, but I think you should know about the impact you've had for students such as my mother. My mother emigrated from Jamaica in the early 1990s as a nurse and teacher. The first program she ever took was at Bow Valley College, which was the practical nursing program, and I believe it was fast-tracked for immigrants at the time. This was completed under your leadership of Bow Valley College. At the time, it was very difficult to enter the post-secondary world because one's international credentials were not formally recognized. However, because of the BVC nursing program, my mom, a single parent at the time, was able to enter the workforce and purchase a home within 5 years of living in Canada. And soon after, she enrolled in a number of other programs. Consequently, her education furthered her career, and she was able to invest in other properties and pursue some of her dreams. That first program at Bow Valley College created a sustainable livelihood for my mom, for me, and for my nieces, who are all enrolled in higher education. On behalf of myself and my mother, we'd like to say thank you. We wish you all the best. And I have to tell you, I was surprised to note that this was written by one of our faculty members. She herself now has 3 degrees and is with us making a difference for the next generation of immigrants, calling Calgary home as an English language learning instructor. Sorry. As educators, we influence individuals and society through the learning experiences we create. Education is transformational. We not only impact those in our classes, but as you can see from that email, we are affecting future generations as well. To quote Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And it's been a profound privilege to be part of that change. Well, now my staff's gonna laugh. I'm known for being a bit of a pack rat, an organized pack rat at that. So not long ago, I pulled out my application for this position. In my covering letter, I made 5 promises. I said I would challenge established processes, inspire a shared vision, empower others to act, model the way, and encourage the heart. And I hope you see that I've been true to my word. Well, you've been asking about this. So thinking back to the video, you might imagine I'm heading to retirement to bake cookies. Absolutely not. With one exception. Okay, Stephanie, if you want to make the Chinese choose again this year, I'll do that, if you can find Kenny and Dolly. And then we'll teach Shyla. Actually, I'm moving on to what I describe as my encore career, and I hope our paths will cross again. I fully intend to keep contributing to the betterment of our province after I leave the college. In fact, I'm delighted that some of the people from the next chapter of my career, the talented leaders in Alberta's credit union system, and my colleagues in the International Women's Forum are here tonight. I want to end by thanking you all for this very special evening and the privilege of serving you over all these memorable years. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. Among Sharon's many, many strengths, she is a fantastic storyteller. And those of us who have the privilege of working with her are going to miss her at the end of this year when she completes her tenure as our leader. And we're going to miss her stories. There's a lesson in every one of them that she tells. Let's hear it again for Sharon. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a spectacular evening. I want to thank you all again, every one of you, for joining us and sharing in this memorable occasion. And of course, we get by with a little help from our friends, as the Beatles once said. And I'd like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors who have made this evening possible. I'm referring to our presenting sponsor, Chiniki Trico, the Calgary Herald, RGO Office Products, Rogers Communications, Alberta Blue Cross, ATB Financial, BMO Bank of Montreal, Bow Valley Credit Union, Carscallon LLP, Norton Rose Fulbright, Pyramid Productions, RBC Royal Bank, GEC Architecture, Stuart Olson, and More Investment Management, who sponsored our reception this evening before the dinner. Could you please join me in thanking all of our sponsors, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to thank as well our friends here at the Hyatt Hotel for their wonderful hospitality and the delicious dinner. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, would you please indulge me for just a moment? I know that you know that these kinds of special, very special events don't just happen. They take a real effort and attention to detail by a team of people. I'm referring to our staff, our volunteers, our learners here this evening, and especially the leader of the team, Leanne Makinson, who poured their heart into this event. Would you join me in thanking them? Bravo, team. Now, we're not chasing you away. Stick around if you want to. If you haven't had a chance to personally share thanks and appreciation to Sharon, please do so. But this ends the formal part of our evening. Please drive safely. Good night. Godspeed.